G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at the Zeta Toys Uproar, their take on Masterpiece Brawl. Now let me start by saying I am aware that by the time this gets posted, tomorrow will be Christmas. So to all of you for tomorrow, I hope you have a Merry Christmas or a Merry or a Happy whatever you celebrate for this time of year. So this is Brawl. So this is the second of the Zeta Combaticons. I will start up by saying my crotch plate is actually broken. It's currently being held in place by blue tack. When I was building one of my shells, Bruticus and Superior took a tumble, and somehow Brawl's crotch plate busted off. I've only just recently actually thought of the idea of using blue tack to actually hold it in place, and it's actually working pretty damn well. It also has a other little modification I've done because honestly it doesn't work too well for the toy, but I'll get to that when we get to it. So he does look really good. There's no light up features or anything. He is big and he's chunky. I don't think I said it in the Swindle review, in the Racket review. These guys are big, they are bulky, they are thick. They are designed for the combine mode. The tank mode in this guy looks great. He's big and chunky, which is, as far as I'm concerned, that's Brawl for you. But if you're thinking to yourself, he's too thick, he's too big, trust me, if you've never seen the Zeta Bruticus, you don't know what you're missing out on. We haven't had a Bruticus war for actually a while now. I'm still waiting to see if Vans Toys ends up doing their own, but I won't be going to that because I already have my Bruticus. Beg my pardon. So here we are. So he does look really good. He is big and chunky and whatnot. So yeah, he does look good. I do have him in something of a stance because I did the thumbnail already. So just straighten some things up. My knees dislodged. Things do slightly untab pretty easily on him, for the most part. But it's not that bad. It's not that terrible. So, there we go. As for accessories, we get a nice card. There we go. We have the instructions, which is going to be helpful in a second when I show something else off. But he does have this, which is a rubber antenna that goes on the back of his turret, which I don't use. Now, he has tracks, as you can see here. I have pulled off the majority of my tracks because you have all this excess. So I've taken all these tracks off. There's a couple more here, but that's neither here nor there. So if you go in the instructions, and you get to, where is it? This is how those tracks are supposed to look inside his leg cavity. Trust you me, that's a terrible idea. That's just chaos in just craziness. So I would highly recommend, if you transform this guy, to remove all the unnecessary tracks. I think I've got 16 of them attached right now to both legs, and they're pretty simple. They're just C-clipped basically. So find one that I can actually undo. Oh wait, here we go. See, just a matter of unpegging and pegging back in. Now it's going to make the tank mode look a bit funny when I transform it. But trust me, when it comes to the combine mode and it comes to the robot mode, it does wonders. It really, really does wonders. So he does have his gun, although for some reason my left elbow is a little bit loose. Also, I'm not actually properly using my elbow. So we do have a gun. Yeah, it's pretty nice. He doesn't have as many weapons as Swindle did. So we'll just put that off to the side. And we might as well do articulation. So head can do a full 360. He can look up a little bit. And he can't really look past his mono boob. Arms can do a full 360. They can go out if you get the shoulder in the right way. because you do have sort of a double joint here, one here, one here. If you line it up just right, you get about there. I reckon you can get higher than that, give or take, so probably there. We have a weird bicep rotation up here, which does sort of hinder things a little bit, and mine's really squeaky. You do have double jointed elbow, which you have this here and this here, but it doesn't really get you very far due to how his shoulder is. You have wrist rotation. You have typewriter fingers. They're all together with a pin, and the thumb does not move. And now that shoulder's a little bit wonky. You have waist rotation. You do not have ab crunch. If we get that out of the way, we do have flaps, so we can lift these up here. No ratchet in the leg, but get you that far up, that far back before you start hitting the backpack. You get a soft ratchet out to that far. You have a hip rotation. You have a soft ratchet knee that gets you that far up, and also tends to dislodge the transformation of the knee. Get back in there. You have toe down all the way, toe up, heel in and heel out, and you have ankle tilt, stupid crazy like. And it also is slightly double jointed, so it will pop out a little bit. Alright, so I'm not sure if this is supposed. I suppose if you really wanted higher shoulders, you could get the joints up there, but I think it's actually supposed to sit lower. So, but that's up to you. It sort of comes down here, like so. So there we go. So there is our articulation, and my tracks are slightly popping off a little bit. So let's get down to transformation. And I won't lie, once again, this isn't too bad a transformation. There is a little bit of a worry here and there. Not serious worry, over the top worry, but just a little, take it easy. All right, so first things first, we might as well do the hands. So we're going to flip up this piece here and rotate those hands back. We're going to flip this down, and we're going to carefully rotate our bicep. We're going to unpeg here very carefully, and you're going to slide this up, and you're going to pull out not too hard, just enough so it'll go as far as it needs to go. You're going to rotate it around, and this is going to connect. So first off, bring this up. Now this is going to slide down a bit, so just be very careful. Easier said than done. And just get that up there. Then they can be put together, and then you can drop that. And then we can also bring this up, and that's one arm all done. So same on the other side. Fold back the hand, bring that down. Bring this up. Bring this up. You can see might be a little stress mark there from when the fall happened. Gently pull that up, because you don't pull it too hard, otherwise you're going to rip it out. Rotate that around. Fold this up. And very carefully sort of slide that up. Tab that together. Bring that down. Rotate your bicep and flatten that out. And that's the other arm done. Now to do the chest, we're going to need a bit more room. So you're going to untab the backpack. You have this tab that will go into that socket. And you're going to gently, if you can just grab under here and just pull the chest apart. Then you can push Brawl's head down and push it back together, like so. All right, so we are going to rotate the arm forward like so, and trying to keep our tanks out of the way. We have cannon. You have this port here that's going to go into this tab here, and that's going to fold down and just plug in for now, at least. They'll probably pop out a little bit later on. Do that on both sides. And unfortunately, we probably will end up coming undone a little bit because we're going to need these. All right, so what I will do is we'll do the legs next, and then we'll do the middle section. So I'll drop the camera down a little bit. All right, you're going to lift up these two pieces. And I will point out these will pop off. They probably don't do it too much, but they will pop off. Fold up his heels, fold down his feet. You're going to rotate your waist. And if it doesn't do it already, just bring his foot forward a little bit, and that will free this. We can pull this out, and we are going to combine wars that all down. Now, this doesn't really lock in anywhere, but you're just going to put this underneath here, and for the most part, that'll hold it. Probably pop out again, but it is what it is. Bring this out. Do the same on the other side. And bring that in as far as we can. The tracks will be a bit of a hindrance. We can probably actually get that tabbed in to give us a bit more thing. And we'll just make sure that's pressed in as far as they'll go. And we just want those underneath the skirts. All right. Now, you're going to have these. There's two buttons, literally these pieces here. They free, if you press it in and then slide, it frees this section here, which allows you to slide back. Now, I have found nothing but difficulty when it comes to these wheels. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take these tracks off. Right, I'm going to take the tracks off. I will even show how much of a pain in the ass it is to actually get it out. So we're going to flip these down. And I'm just going to pop one. And I'm pulling that whole thing out. And I've just popped that into two separate pieces. So I'll fix that in a minute. All right. So we're going to bring this down. And we're just going to try and keep that turret up. Now you have this tab here. I'll turn the light on so you can actually see. Yeah, this tab here that's going to go into this port here, right? Now, like I said, you can do this all with the tracks. I've never managed it, so I apologize for anyone who thinks that it's easy. I can't get it to do it without taking the tracks off. So I'm going to try and get this all lined up. So bring this down and try to line things up. So that's one. And that's two. So you got these little tab that I haven't quite captured. There we go. Now, like I said, I can't do the tracks. Now, you could possibly, after the fact, go in there and start fiddling with things. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing that. But what you want to do is, after you've done that, you want to flip out these two pieces here. So there's a little hook. This is going to rotate up, and you have this port and this tab. So if things line up like they're supposed to, that'll tab in there. And I missed that one. Fold that up in there. And tab that in there, like so. And then you have this port, this tab here. There's a port. Where is it? Just above his crotch that I can't really see at this point. It's going to tab in there. So, where are you? Just trying to get things lined up. I'm actually hitting the crotch plate. Where are we? What am I doing wrong here? Normally I don't have this here, so I don't have to worry about it, but I'm sure that ends up sliding backwards. I'm just trying to remember the way to position that joint there. So I don't think... So I don't think that actually needs to go in here. I'd be laughing if it did. Give me 1 second. Okay, so fixing it, ironically, I've actually hindered part of the transformation, which I find incredibly hilarious. Where is it? So, yeah, fixing that crutch piece, which is ironically the right way around, I'm actually going to have to remove it to actually get the canopy in place, which is incredibly funny. So what you're supposed to do, I'll just pop that out there if I can get it out. I do a good job, and then I do something that hinders me. What are the chances? So excuse the absolute mess that's in here. So what's supposed to happen is you have a piece here, and the crutch piece is supposed to rotate and then hide underneath here. I don't have a crutch plate that actually sits, so it doesn't work. But then you have this port here is where you're actually going to situate the turret. So yeah, my crutch piece is a bit of a mess, and because of that, it's throwing off my tank mode. So we'll just drop the camera a little bit, and there he is in tank mode. He does roll. He would obviously roll a lot better with all this on. But like I said, it's more of a hindrance, and I'm actually just checking to make sure where I got that other piece from. It's one of the weakest parts of his tank mode. You know, it's nice having segmented parts, but as I showed in the picture of the of how you're supposed to situate it, it causes nothing but trouble. So yeah, you can probably spend 20-30 minutes getting the tracks on there. They're all individual. You probably spend 20-30 minutes trying to get the tracks on there, but I'm not going to do that. You can actually take his gun in this mode and plug it up there. Sadly, we do not have those big old blasters on the back here. And of course, our little rubber thingamajiggy would be there somewhere. Would either go there or over here. So as for articulation in this mode, his turret can turn. It can point up using that joint and point down if that's something you want to do. But the turret itself, this piece here, is solid, so it's not going anywhere. So there we go. So let's do size comparisons. Here he is with Windblade. So he's pretty chunky compared to Windblade. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty big. He's solid. If only for those tracks wasn't an issue, which I'll have fun putting back on, and then I'll fix up the crutch plate for later on. Which, in hindsight now, I don't even think I can actually put the crutch plate back for combine mode now that I think of it. Because I think that actually needs to stay down. Oh no, I might be able to get around it because it doesn't plug into it. So we'll see what happens. So there we go. So there is our size comparison there. So let's get him into combine mode. So we'll take these off. And pretty much he's 50% there. So for the feet, what we're going to do is we're going to pop that out again. And just for the sake of it, I'm going to put that back and probably fix up how it looks later on. Because now I bet you've got blue tack just everywhere. I had thought about gluing that. I'm glad I didn't, because if I glued that, I wouldn't be able to do this transformation at all, because I thought the tabbing point was actually up here. All right, so first things first, we're going to untab these, which you can probably just pull your tracks down, and that'll free those, and flip them up. And they just come down. They don't lock in or anything. We are going to separate our arms. So try to get that untabbed again, like so, and like so. And I've already got these pieces trying to pop out on me. Back under there. And we are going to use that joint and snap it back in place. All right, so I'm going to do this just for the niceties. And like I said, I need to fix up that blue tack now because I got it all down here. I will show you how to put the tracks back. So I'm going to pop this off. very carefully. Actually, I might split his legs a little bit just to give us a bit more room. Just take... Normally it pops off without any issue. There we go. So you have all these ports and stuff that actually hold that in place. And there's our little lucky point. So to put these back on, I haven't found any specific way it's supposed to go. You just want to wrap them around, and you need to just try to get under here. So if I jiggle and wiggle, it doesn't probably help his arms in the way, but jiggle and wiggle and let gravity do its job and get that around there. I'm just going to bring it all the way around here. So that way it's not going to fall in on me. So we'll plug that back together. And that's one all fixed. And we'll take the other one, which hopefully hasn't moved too much. And we'll pop that one off. I do not recommend you do this often. You know, if you're going to do one mode, do one mode. Don't fiddle with the tracks and keep popping covers off. You know, this is nothing against the figure itself. It's just if you don't want to fight with the mess that is how you're supposed to store it, it's what you're going to do. But considering I keep this guy in combine mode and he'll be staying in robot mode until I complete this series of reviews, it's not going to be too much of a problem. I'll just get that a little bit more over there. Right. So, God, I need to clean up that crotch plate. I really do. So give me a second. So just showing this how this would have worked. So we have, where is it? Down here. Would have been plugged into here. So you basically lift this up and you rotate it and it sits over this. Which of course, due to the fact that mine can't do that anymore. And I just tied it up and now I bet you it's a bit of a mess again. I'm just going to lock that in place. It's not going to have any issues for the transformation into robot mode, into combine mode. And in saying that, you could possibly just not even tab that in if you didn't want to just leave that where it was, if it's actually a concern to you as well. So I'm just going to tab that back together because we don't need, oh, hang on, we will need the legs split. So I'll split them again. So to get the combiner peg, we don't really need a light on now. You have this piece here. By the way, I'm going to flip those down because I don't need them. And how about we just put these back where they're supposed to go so we're not getting distracted. And that way, nope, this way, yep, this way. No, other way. God, I'm going brilliant now. I think I got the wrong side, that's the problem. Yeah, here we go. Come on, back in the hole. Oh, God. I admit Brawl is the only one I take extra steps to. All right, so you're going to flip out this piece here, or try to flip out. There we go. So this piece here, you have, if you can get to it, you have this piece here, which is a bit of a pain to get out. Come on. Need a flat screwdriver, honestly. There we go. Can't remember what I got it out for. Come on. Oh, here we go. Tweezers. Get that in there. Pull it out. Come on. Come out. See if I can get... No, I can't even get... Oh, yeah, I can. If you pop the foot out, it'll give you some clearance on the other side. So, pull that back in there. Get in here. Flip that one down. Get your foot back out and get in there. And pop. Oop, did I get it? I don't think I got it. Pop that out. And fold that back in, and then we can tab our legs back together because we don't need it all separated and stuff. And things are unplugging on the other side, which don't help. Yeah, you stay in there. Get under there. Get that under there. All right, so there is your combiner attachment. I'm not going to attach it because honestly, it's an absolute pain to get off, and it scared the crap out of me trying to get off in the first place anyway. So what you're going to do is you are going to flip these down, and you're going to flip, there's a tab in here, which is going to go into here. So hopefully I can get it out because last time I put it in and I couldn't get it back out again. So that'll go into there and lock his waist in place. Same on the other side. I'll put that light on because it is rather dark. I'm trying not to pop. There we go. Try not to pop the tracks off. All right, and then what you're going to do, it does tell you to pull the arms out. I don't think it's necessary. But you're going to pull out the forearm. You can get it out. You're going to rotate it. And you're going to slide that underneath. So it's just going to sort of sit there over the tracks. Like so. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull that free. Rotate. Squeaky. Rotate under. And it's just going to sit on the tracks. I'm going to turn the light up again. Actually, you know what? Let's just leave it. You have these two tab ports here, tabs, whatever you want to call them. Bring them out. And then you have these two ports. So you're going to bring this down. And you have a slider under here as well that I forgot to mention. You want to bring it all the way down the bottom of the slider. Bring it down. Tab it in. Just press that in. Like I said, those arms are going to move. Just tab it in as far as it'll go. And there is Uproar / Brawl in his combined mode. And honestly, like I said, you can't even see the crotch plate. So, you know, at this point, I'm just doing it for my own benefit. Once again, you have these pieces that will slide into the foot. And of course, the top here is going to slide into the torso. So yeah, it is pretty chunky. Just for a size comparison, I'll do it now because why not? But here he is with MP10. So he comes up to, if you're not including the cannon and just the shoulders and the top, he's coming just about a quarter of the way up Prime's abdomen there. Oh, pardon me. You can, of course, have the cannon extended if you want, but you are supposed to collapse it down. So there we go. All right, let's get him back into robot mode, which is how he'll stay for a little bit longer. So we're going to untab our cannon, and we'll just get that up and over just to get it out of the way. We might as well get the arms somewhat more situated, just for clearance sake. So we're just going to untab those, and I'm pulling his chest apart as I'm going anyway. Just a matter of trying to get your hands in the right spot without, I pop me tracks. There we go. Give me a second, I'll fix me tracks. All right, tracks all fixed. So this is why I just wanted to get those arms out of the way. I'm going to keep his chest closed for the moment. We can obviously come in here and we can split our legs, and these can slide back up and out of the way just for now because we don't need them. And that goes in there and that goes in there. We can, this obviously holds all your stuff in place, but if you lift up these, we can get this down. I'm going to turn that a lot because I really don't need it, I don't think. You can flip these up to give you some clearance. And as you can see, these come out really easy anyway. So just bring that all the way up. you're going to bring this in and you're going to flip this. So this is where your actual tab for the back of the knee is going to go. So in there, and just articulate the knee till it's sitting in there. It doesn't lock in. It doesn't tab in very strongly. So just be aware of that. Bring this out and try not to pull off your tracks while you're at it. Heaven forbid if you actually did that and had to deal with the whole track. So we can then come under here and we can try to flip out our foot and our heel. Same on the other side. Flip that out like so. And something I didn't mention, he is almost a lot more stable on his feet than Swindle is. He's got a giant heel, so that's what it is. I almost did a bad thing. Once again, you're going to need a tool, so hopefully my tweezers will do, because I cannot get them loose. You want to untab his waist, otherwise you ain't spinning. There we go. I usually use my part separator, but I don't even think my part separator would have fit in there. So we're going to rotate that around. So we have this at the front now. We can fold these back in because we don't need them. Now we'll tab in the, we won't tab in the backpack because we need to get the head out first. So just separate that and come around the back, and you can reach in here to get your finger under and slide his head all the way up. And then to lock it in place, you have those spots that you were probably seeing in tape mode are going to slide around his head and tab in. Then what we'll do is I'll just articulate his arms so we have some clearance. You have these tabs, and I'm showing that very badly, these tabs here, which will once again go into, I should have just left the light on, these tab here. So you would think it was this one to here or something like that. No, it's just the slit. So just make sure that you have things lined up a bit. Oh, there is technically a port up here, I guess, but that's not actually tabbing where you want it tabbing in. So just slide it in. So that's his backpack where it's supposed to go. All right, arms. We can bring this down. Obviously, if you're going from tank mode, you'd have to flip the hand around, flip the bicep around. You want to lift up. Just lift the camera up a little bit. You want to lift up and you want to split. We want to spin this around. Now, this can be a little awkward and a little bit daunting, but you want to bring that down. This is just going to come down and sit. It's not going to tab, but there is two little tabs on here that's going to go into this groove. So make sure it slides down, and you may feel like you're putting a little bit too much force, but that'll lock in place. You just don't go over the top. So flip up, untab, split, rotate, flat, bring forward. Make sure it's as far down as it'll go and get into that groove. Like so. All right, almost done. So we can flip up the hand, and my camera's too high. Flip up the hand, flip all that out, and this will tab into the top of his wrist. And do the same on the other side. You can get it out. And that tabs in there. And then, of course, you can just compress his shoulders however you want. That is roughly how it's supposed to be, so that way it's actually more cleaner. But hey, like I said, if you want a bigger shoulder, you can bring it up there if you want. You can bring it out here to give yourself a bit more gap. Up to you, honestly. Having it there does give your rotation a little bit better look. So it's up to you. Although, pins and stuff, it might get loose in time. And then, of course, we can take his gun and we can arm him up like he was at the start of the video. Oops. And it just tabs in. It just slides in. There's no tab. It just slides. It's not a masterpiece thing. And I'm just fixing my tracks up. hopefully for the last time for a little bit. Thankfully, you won't get to see that when I do the combine, because after I do a comparison with everybody, I'll be putting these in combine mode for the most part. So there we go. So there is Brawl. And before you're thinking, hang on, you're forgetting something. No, I haven't forgotten. Just fixing his feet up. So let's do our final size comparison. Here he is with MP10. So going from the top of Brawl's head, he's about up to Prime's collarbone. And here he is with Racket, aka Swindle, which hopefully won't fall down. So as you can see, Swindle from the top of his head is a little bit taller. Let me fix his legs. Because I do need him standing for a little bit longer. So there we go. There's Brawl and Swindle. And a size comparison that honestly I was upset with myself for not doing, because I did it. I only just realized I should have done it before when I did Swindles. If we split them up a little bit, here he is with Make Toys Meteor, their cartoon version of Starscream. And I thought to myself I should have done that, because honestly, Starscream rebuilt the Combaticons, so it's only right we actually get to see what they look like compared to this Combaticons. So yeah, the Swindle's about as tall as him, almost as tall as his head height. So that's a pretty decent size. You know, Onslaught's a little bit bigger, a little bit taller. So yeah, that's a given. So there we go. And once again, have a Merry Christmas for tomorrow. Or whatever you celebrate in your neck of the woods, each to their own and all that, as long as you enjoy your time with friends, family, and anyone else. But apart from that, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. And apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.